thepascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal.
What's up, everybody? I got an update in regards to Stephan Sterns, the Madeline Soto case. Of course, I call Stephan Sterns pig vomit. But there has been some new news, and I think some really great news that I want to share with you guys right now. The judge has officially denied his motion to ban the press and public from his pretrial hearings, which, by the way, is great freaking news because obviously all of us are looking for justice, right? For clarity, for transparency, and most importantly, like I said earlier, justice for Madeline Soto. And he has been out here crying like a little baby, trying to find ways to get the public, social media, etc., from getting any more information and being able to go to any of his hearings, etc. The reason why he's doing this is because he's scared. He's obviously scared that there is going to be a massive turnout. And I'm telling you right now, there will be, okay? May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, is the day that he's supposed to be doing is when he's supposed to be going into trial for the SB, okay? You'll be seeing it here. I'm using these acronyms and these code words for a reason, but he has two different trials, one in May and one in September. I'll explain it more in just a little bit. It says it here in this article here. But nonetheless, this is a very, very good thing because once again, the people who are out here talking about Stephan Sterns, talking about pig vomit, talking about the case, listening to the jail calls, etc., all we want is transparency, and all we want is justice for this little girl. That's it, okay? We already know that the man did it. We already know this. There's no fighting about this. This ain't a debate about, whether or not he, was the one to take this girl's life or not. Okay, there's no question about this. He most definitely did this. The only thing that's really sad about it and frustrating about it is that he is in these jail calls that we've all already listened to, which go check it out on my playlist in the Madeline Soto playlist. He's just there in manipulating the hell out of his own parents. His parents are in deep, deep denial. I mean, I'm sure those recordings were done in June. I mean, now it's March. I'm sure they've had a lot of time to come to terms with the fact that their son is an absolute diabolical monster, okay, and that he's been playing them this entire time. But nonetheless, the fact that he's sitting there trying not to get the press or public, content creators, media, etc., from being there at his pre-trial hearings says he knows that we know. And we know the truth. And if we decide to go into these hearings from pre-trial and on, we have every right to show up, and we have every right to make our voices heard, especially when it comes to justice for such a young girl. Now, of course, I still am side-eyeing Jenny Soto. I call her Jen A. Okay, Jen A. I still am side-eyeing the hell out of that woman. There's something just not right about that situation. But at the same time, I'm letting police and law enforcement do what they need to do to bring justice to her if there is justice that needs to be brought to her. But let's take a look at this article. Like I said, this is big news, okay, and great news in my personal opinion, okay? So the public and members of the press will be allowed in Stephan Sterns' pre-trial hearings, according to new documents from the Osceola, I don't know how to say it, okay? County Clerks of Courts, okay? So the court finds the closure is not necessary. So what we know, the judge who heard from the state prosecutor and Stephan Sterns' defense attorney during a court hearing last week, has denied Sterns' motion to close the 3 pretrial hearings in his SB case. Remember, he has an SB case. You can read it right here. I'll highlight it for you guys so you know what exactly I'm talking about. He has an SB case coming up in May. Okay, Cinco de Mayo to be exact. Actually, it's around the same time Diddy's case or trials going on too. But anyway, he has his SB case and then he has his M case that allegedly is going on in September. No matter what, this man is quadruply screwed. Okay, so The court finds the closure not necessary to prevent a serious and imminent threat to the administration of justice. The ruling comes after the hearing held just a couple days ago in regard to the motion filed by Stearns. Okay. So why was this motion requested? The motion obtained through court documentation states that the spread of information presented in the hearings would prevent Stearns from receiving a fair trial. Let's be real. He gonna get a fair trial. He gonna fairly get some of this justice. That's it. There's nothing about this that's going to deter or tamper or taint the jury pool. It's just not. Okay, there's so much smoking gun evidence. There's so much information. No matter what, there will be a fair trial, and that jury is going to find him guilty on all charges. Okay, leading all the way up to his first-degree M charge as well. But let's continue. According to official court documents, the motion was filed by a public defender representing Stearns. He's using a public defender, by the way. Okay, and they presented this on February 19th. The motion requested that all pretrial proceedings be closed in his SB case. A similar motion was also filed in Stearns' separate homicide case. His attorney provided various media coverage, including podcasts, YouTube videos. Hi, public defender. Hi. Hope you're enjoying this video. Moving on, Reddit feeds and TikTok videos about the case as support for their motion. Again, they're sitting there going, oh, look, they're talking about all kinds of stuff. People are doing their due diligence, getting documentation, getting the phone calls and listening to them, getting all the information that they can through FOIA, by the way. And they're sitting there going, how dare they do that? This is going to mess with the trials. This is not going to give this man a fair shot at, I don't know, justice? Proving that he's innocent? He's not innocent, y'all. He's most definitely not. All right. But I just wanted to share this last piece right here. Okay. So when does it start? Okay, so one is his trials, because he's got two of them going on. All right, they plan to pursue several motions, including requests to suppress evidence and testimony. That's ridiculous. Such as Stearns' statements to the police and evidence related to Littles. Now, what's interesting about this is if he said anything that was incriminating, that's on him, baby. But they're going to do everything they can to basically say, well, let's get rid of it because it ain't right. Stop. Because for a fact, if this judge is sitting here saying, hey, the public and the press it's fine for them to show up to these hearings. So what? If he's doing that, for a fact, he's going to sit there and look at that, or this judge, they are going to look at that and sit there and say, miss me with the nonsense on trying to suppress evidence and testimony, especially statements that he made to police and evidence related to Littles. They have to use that information. They have to use that evidence because it shows that this man is an absolute monster. That's why he has always been and will always be named henceforth as Pig Vomit. Moving on. They may also seek a change of venue due to extensive media coverage. But I'm telling you right now, the internet is everywhere. That's why it's called the World Wide Web. It doesn't matter if they did this in the middle of a desert, in the snowy tundras of Antarctica. There's still going to be coverage revolving around this particular case. Trust and believe. Moving on, his SB trial is scheduled for May 5th. And then his M trial, both of them are extremely important. But the main one, the main event, where he's looking at the DP guys, the ultimate price, where he could be seeing old Sparky, okay, or actually injection, it sounds like. That trial starts in this fall, September 22nd. So again, guys, this is very good news in my personal opinion because it shows that the judge ain't playing. And the judge is smart. The judge is looking at the situation, looking at the request and saying, hey, this is ridiculous. There's no reason for anything to be, for any press or media or podcasters or anything of that sort to not be able to be in the room to follow and watch this and be a part of this trial. We're not doing anything wrong. All we're doing, for the most part, I don't know if somebody out here wilding out in these internet streets. I don't know. And we've seen plenty of those kind of situations in the past, especially people who are very passionate. And I understand the passion. Some people just need to chill the F out. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like, if everyone stays copacetic, stays respectful, I don't see any, I can see why the judge is saying, I don't see any reason or any problems with someone showing up and hearing what's actually going on in the trial. So again, guys, great freaking news. Again, we already know pig vomit is cooked. It's a wrap for this dude. Real talk. But again, wanted to give you that update. The judge chose, in my personal opinion, very wisely. Again, we'll be able to watch, be able to have people there to cover the situation and all the pretrial hearings. And that means if he opened up the pretrial hearings, I'm assuming as long as we stay respectful, we should be able to go into the trial as well, right? So here's to fingers crossed, everyone, nobody act a fool out here in these streets, and we should be A-okay. But anyway, comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. I just think this is really great news. It shows that he's losing, and that's what we want to see. Okay? Let's be real. Him guilty. Big time. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hit that like button down below. Crush that subscribe button. We'll be talking soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.